Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Fallout Roundtable. This is a place where diverse individuals discuss various topics from the Fallout universe. Join us, the conversation has already started. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Fallout Roundtable. My name is Patrick Conway, also known in other circles as Jaxus. Today, I am here with my co-hosts, Gingerino and Romer. And Sassy Lady should be joining us here in a little bit. She's just getting off work. And apparently, Maverick's not going to show up with us today because he's busy circling in a Walmart parking lot trying to find a spot to park so he can go find the next, Black Friday deal. I don't know. So today's show, we're going to be talking about the different bugs in the games and how much we love and hate them. Okay, take it away, boys.
There are bugs in the Fallout games? Oh yeah, no. Bugs and Fallout pretty much go hand in hand.
I was gonna make some sort of analogy about like bugs crawling and make a joke that way, but
that's what I was talking about. You can't have the wasteland without rad roaches. Phew, glad we were on the same page there. Wink.
Don't forget about the fire ants.
Oh yeah, hey, see, lots of bugs.
Oh man,
I don't think that's what we were supposed to be talking about.
We're going to talk about both bugs today.
Oh, okay.
Apparently.
Okay.
Just side note, I hate the fire ants so much. I'm sorry. Fallout 3 was my first Fallout game, and I ran into them right away, and I said, hell no.
For me, it was when I met that little kid that's like hanging out in the town. He's kind of lost, and like his dad's dead and all that shit.
Yeah, help! My parents are dead.
Yeah,
a bunch of fire ants running around.
I've been hiding in this tube. Okay, kid, get back in the tube, and I'll go kill everything for you.
Sure, this sounds like trauma. Sounds great. Oh man,
that was a fun one.
The bugs are real though. The ticks in Fallout 76, man, those freak me the fuck out. They scare me so bad.
I think it's because they're called ticks and they just kind of swarm at you.
Yeah.
So when I'm with my,
and they splat.
When I'm with my RP group, for some reason we always end up bumping in a group of those into the middle of the forest somewhere. That, and of course mole rats are everywhere. But like the ticks, when they come out, it's kind of weird. It's like we go from like this group of soldiers walking all like bravado and whatnot, and dun, 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 and then the ticks come out and then we're like
has it embedded
Oh man, it's like a bunch of girls watching the Alien movie for the first time. I don't know,
man. I know some women who would handle those movies better than me. I'm a profound coward.
Okay, well, all right.
So no alien isolation for you, is that what you're saying?
Hell no. I'm playing Grounded right now, and that scares the daylights out of me sometimes.
Alien isolation, yeah. That's a good game. Anyway, okay, sorry. This is wrong podcast. My apologies. So I'll start if you want me to.
That would be great. Actually, I would like to hear what you got first.
Okay. Well, I've got two. One was both of them were personal experience. Those are the ones, for whatever reason, they stand out more than anything else. And one was due to day one issues, I should say, and the other one was just Fallout. The first one was New Vegas, and when it first came out, I had the 360 and stuff, and I chafing at the bit, could not wait to get my hands on New Vegas because New Vegas, and I got it and I played it, and I sat there and I told myself, I'm just like, and I have like no internet access at the time and stuff, and I was like, what do I want to do? Oh, you know what? Let's go check out Vegas, and I go to Vegas, and I go into it, and it freezes just the whole system. And I can't get out of it, nothing. I had to unplug the power to get it to come back, and tried a couple more times. And I called the phone number. There's a phone number on the back of the pamphlet that comes in the game. And I called that number because it said, it's like an number help or something like that. And the guy said, yeah, there's a problem. We're working on a patch and everything and stuff like that. And I was like, all right, so just avoid New Vegas. Is actually, there's a thing. And I could hear him clacking on the computer. And he's like, it's like, if you wear a specific hat, I can't for the life of me remember what the hat was, you could actually access New Vegas, but you got to keep the hat on or it'll freeze up. and I found that hat.
Oh, in the
and
game. I'm like, in real life? That sounds
yes,
not
I
true.
had to wear a hat in real life to be able to make it work. No, but yeah. So I went and I found the hat, and I went into New Vegas. I was like, holy crap, this is so cool and stuff. But that was like I said, it's not quite, it's a day one patch kind of thing and stuff like that. But
The part that blows my mind is that you called the number on the back and it was an actual. I don't think those would exist anymore. You try to call those lines now, someone on the other end would be like, "Oh my god, you actually called? I haven't had human contact in 17 years. Please, I'm so alone. I just need someone to talk to."
But it was funny because the guy was like reassuring me, he's like, yeah, we're working on a patch. We're gonna get it out here probably in the next week or so and stuff like that. But yeah, it was a shot in the dark. I thought, why not? So but the other one was in Fallout 3, my first Fallout experience and stuff, and it was, heard about death claws, and I saw one in the distance, fought it. It's, emptied, just shot up all my ammo, all my guns to finally put the thing down. It was like,
Screaming
oh my
the
gosh,
whole time, no doubt.
And so I'm exploring, and it was at night, and I'm going along, and all of a sudden I hear footsteps, and I spin around, and just out of the dark, this death claw comes running right at me. And I'm like, oh god, and it comes at me, and it goes right by me. I'm like, what the? And I turn around, and it's running, like it's running away from something. I'm like, what? And then it stops, and it just starts spinning. Just starts spinning in circles, and then it goes shoo, straight up in the air. I was like, what is going on?
They could fly? They didn't tell me they could fly.
I walked to the spot, and I look up, and I could see it. It was just like spinning off, and it was just gone. And I was like, what in the world is going on?
I can't even understand how that occurred.
And so I turn around, I go back, and I'm just looking through everything, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the death claw just like lands next to me and starts attacking me. And I was like, ah! It's just, yeah, very memorable. So, and then that was my first real experience with the bug issues and Bethesda games and stuff.
Bethesda games.
But I know there's thousands more out there and stuff like that, but those are the two that stood out for the most for me. So,
oh man,
we can just talk about the loading time.
Oh, yeah. See,
yeah,
is that a bug, or is just not optimized? Your death claw coming behind you story reminds me of, this isn't a bug, but one time when I had VATS and I clicked VATS on, and for some reason it registered a death claw that was behind me, and so the camera went turn around, death claw face like right there, and I was like, oh, and of course it's Fallout 3, so it's just staying perfectly still.
Yep.
Oh, man, I think it took me forever to hit the execute button on that VATS in particular.
He's just standing there. What is he doing?
It's like, what do I do? What do I do?
Do I turn it
target?
off?
Do I target?
What do I target? It all looks so leathery and horny. You know what I mean, with horns is what I meant to say.
You're wrong on so many levels.
Maybe, who knows? This death claw was coming at me for a different
reason.
So
Sir Reginald Davidson III, do you have anything else?
That's your
I
name.
got to change it. That
yeah, your name still shows from the tabletop we did.
Those are the big ones that I could think of. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head. So, but yeah.
So, Gingerino, you want to go ahead and share something you got?
Okay, so like the major bug that I have. Okay, well, so like I have a lot of the same minor bugs. I don't know if you guys ever had things like this happen where you would just be wandering the wasteland, and then all of a sudden a super mutant carcass would fall out of the sky and land at your feet and just ragdoll in position for a while. That happened to me so often in Fallout 3. I remember the place where you get dog meat. I had 2 super mutants fall out of the sky, and they just were like doing that weird floppy thing because like their arm was stuck in the map for some stupid reason. I'm like, where did you come from? What's going on? Watching out for raining super mutants. So I've had that happen before, but that's just classic Bethesda. The big one that happened to me was a really, really bad one, in the sense of it like wasted a lot of my game time, but I overcame it and I feel really proud about it. So at the end of Fallout 3, spoiler alerts, by the way, if you don't want to know the last part of Fallout 3, you leave the Citadel with Liberty Prime at your side, ready to take on the filthy communist scum that is the Enclave. And you're going to storm on over to the water purifier to, save the day and all that nonsense. Anyways, that's how it's supposed to go. But I had this game-breaking issue where Liberty Prime would just get stuck on this invisible barrier that it couldn't leave. And so it would just walk in place at the Citadel saying, anti-communist propaganda.
Propaganda?
Canada?
It's,
Propaganda.
well, I'm in Canada, so you have to say propaganda. Anyways.
Propaganda.
Yeah, you got it. And so I could never get Liberty Prime to move forward, which means he couldn't blow up the energy gates that allowed me to progress. To make matters worse, there was an invisible shifting line in the map during that quest that if my player character crossed it, it shut down my Xbox, basically. It just, everything froze, and I had to hard reset my 360 in order to play again. And so here I am playing Fallout 3 at the end of my first playthrough. I've explored everything through the whole game, done every single side quest. I've put dozens and dozens, if not well over 100 something hours into this game. And I'm on the last quest and I can't get the damn robot to follow me anywhere. And every time I hit this invisible wall myself, my game crashes. So I would walk somewhere until I found a game crashing wall and it would shut down. I'd make a note of it. I'd load up the game again, walk around somewhere else until I found another game crashing wall, shut it down, load up the game, make a note of it. It's a testament to how much time you have as a youth, because I think about that now as an adult. I'd be like, nah, I'd chuck the game. I'd never play it again if I had to do that as an adult. But as a young man, I think I was in university actually at the time. But when you're in university, you have even more time because who goes to classes?
Who calls it university?
I know, right? I guess. Sorry. Yeah, that's right. College. I went to post-secondary. Sorry. I went to college in a post-secondary institution where I was learning stuff, except I didn't. I stayed home and played New Vegas and 3. So I finally managed to get past where all the invisible walls were. And then I had to find ways to use bugs onto my advantage to clip through the energy barriers of that last quest and get through the entire downtown of the Capital Wasteland to get to the water purifier. So bugs stopped me from almost finishing that game. But thankfully, bugs allowed me to traverse the map in a way I wasn't allowed to so that I could finish the game. It was delightful. I felt like a champion at the end of it. Boy, howdy was I mad, though. Oh. That's my main bug story.
It's a lot of effort.
It was a monumental amount of effort. I put so many hours into that final quest because I'm like, I'm not stopping here at the end of this game. It was my first RPG. It was the first game I bought with my own money. It was a big deal. Oh, I wasn't giving up.
No.
Boy, well, I've never beat that game twice. I have never beaten that game twice because I refuse to do that all over again. I'm sure it's been fixed since then, but yeah, that's about it. Other than getting launched into the sky by a random frag mine every now and then, which, shouldn't normally happen, not a lot of bugs. I know a lot of people talk about Fallout New Vegas like it was a buggy hell when it released. I had it day one, not an issue. Not a single one. Nothing like outstanding. There was obviously regular Fallout bugs, but nothing game breaking.
Yeah, see, I mean, for myself, I don't have a lot of experiences dealing with bugs other than a few, like a lot of it's visual glitches that I get to. Like, this happens all the time in 76. I'll load into the game and I'll load in under my base, or I'm halfway through my base. So, like, if I don't jump right away, I'll get stuck. Like I'll literally get stuck in the map. Like,
oh yeah, that's right. I also load in outside the map.
Yeah, it's like I'll load in the game and then like I'm in between my there's an under to my base, right? Like there's water and stuff flowing underneath. I'll be under my base and it'll put me like between there and like my first floor, and I'll be stuck literally in the floor like this.
Yeah.
Unless I bother to jump, but I got to remember to jump right away. Otherwise, I'll literally get stuck and have to log out to log back in.
That's so
Yeah.
dumb.
Yeah. And then there's times where like I'll be doing daily ops and you'll see the other guys like we're out there playing, shooting and stuff. And then one of the guys will have his arms up like this and he'll just be like kind of floating in the air everywhere. Legs don't move or nothing. And it's like he doesn't even show his gun moving or nothing. It just shows him
stuck in a weird.
He's like a ghost floating around, like oh.
Have you got the one in Fallout 76 where they're stuck? Their character looks like they should look when they're inside power armor.
Yes, like their arms are really long and their fingers are weird.
Like they look like a Wendigo. That freaked me out so much when that first happened.
So I was in an RP group. And they like got out of their armor right there, like we're hanging out at the base, right? And they got out of their armor, and I wasn't paying attention. I was just like we were talking shit and goofing off or whatever. And then I turned my head and looked at it. I'm like, oh my. It literally scared the hell out of me because I was like
so unnerving. Like it's so upsetting.
It's like one of those creepy like YouTube videos, like don't watch this video or it'll mess with your mind or whatever.
Yeah,
that kind of stuff
will happen.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. That kind of weird stuff. And I'm like looking over it, I'm like, I couldn't take it, dude.
Freaking Fallout creepypasta right there. Oh yeah, that was awful.
Dude.
So... I forgot about that. Yeah. Me and my brother had a long, good laugh session because we had that happen in
So I've got a bug. Building. I've got a bug that not necessarily a bad thing. So there's an area on the map, and there's actually a couple of spots. I don't have all the locations down right now. So some people are going to have to actually go wander around YouTube and find this stuff. But there's an area on the map. I believe it's the Pioneer Scout Camp. And it's like northwest of like 76 volt or something like that. Anyway, it's... I guess I could look it up, but I ain't gonna bother.
It's north. It's like central north.
It's in the middle. Divide. Yeah. So in that area there's a camp, and there's a massive group of Mirelurks that hang out in that spot, and they all clump together, and you can go boom, 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 and blow them up and get lots and lots and lots of experience points over and over and over again. They just keep coming back. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even know that. That was like a little strange discovery. There's also another spot. Somewhere else in the map close by that like same like say 50 what's it if we're treating the map like it's reality, the same like 50-mile radius or 35-mile radius right there, and that same part of the map that's in the middle of the map where he was just saying, there's another spot that's got a bunch of rag stags and stuff that like load into the map, and it's the deers,
Yeah, I know. I'm just busting your balls, mate. Don't worry about it.
All right, but there's also like
deers. Yeah, okay. So that was the first off. What's the finger movement mean for deers? Because we're watching this on Zoom. And deers? Is it Mises?
Deers.
I don't know. I don't know where I was going with the finger movement, man. I just
Roman, I'm so glad you caught that. Oh my god. Deers. You know how you waggle your finger a little bit to the left or right? It means deers.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Jaxus. We don't mean to make fun of you, but it is hilarious.
Anyway, but yeah, there's so many, like they just appear there, and then there's the what are those things called? The Yogoi. Yeah,
Yogoi.
Yogi the bear. Anyway,
the bears.
Yeah, so they show up in that same spot where the reg stags show up. So you can just sit there and just blow them up.
I remember that one.
And you can get a bunch of meat and stuff in that spot too. Like
I did not understand what was happening there. I know exactly what you're talking about now.
Yeah. So those are two like glitches that actually the Mirelurk one you can get massive like XP off of.
Yep.
Yeah, because if you get like what is it? There's a perk card that helps with that, and then you drink something helps you with that, and then you do something else and gives you a little more XP. You look it up on YouTube, you'll find it.
There you go. Drink stuff, take drugs, do gambling with cards.
Yeah,
that's all it takes.
Yeah, and then you'll get like, well, it's the same thing as opening your lunch boxes. You open 4 lunch boxes, you drink some sort of drink, you read one of the magazines, and
you get bonus XP for that kind of stuff. That makes
sense. And then you just go there and blow up Mirelurks. Yeah,
that was honestly some of the most fun I've had in 76. Was that it was for me? It was the Rad Stag Yaogwai glitch. It was just a lot.
Hmm.
Another one that I had, I just realized we're talking about 76. I still have it. Is every single time I load into the game, I get 6 scorch that within 60 seconds they load into where I loaded in, and I can't hide from them no matter what. They just automatically know exactly where I am.
What
3 of
level
them
are you? Because like, how are they a
they
problem?
match my level. So no matter what level I load in, they match my level. And it's like, I don't understand why.
Hmm.
Every time I load in 3 melee, 3 ranged, they just go poof, we're here, and they just immediately go straight for me.
So you rush. So as soon as you get in, you rush your ranged targets, close the distance on them.
I know how to handle them. That's not the
Okay.
issue. Just the issue is that he keeps happening. I'm like, I'm gonna load in and I'm gonna do some base work. First, I'm gonna kill 6 scorched that have the same level and weapons as me. It's so irritating.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. That sounds like a problem to me. Of course,
Maybe
I
they're-
have automated defenses that make that not a problem.
Yeah, it's true. I do have defenses at my base, which is fine. But when I'm in the middle of like trying to sneak through a town, that's kind of irritating. But that's just me. I'm a whiny little bitch. It's all right.
Apparently.
Yeah.
It's the whole Canadian thing, I think.
Yeah, that's me. That's up here in Canada.
Don't you guys have your own army, right? Or is that Mexico?
Well, we have people at the border that are like, hey, turn around. Go back. Go back that way you came from. Don't come up here. You won't like it.
Don't forget the Mounties.
Oh yeah. Hey, when you see a man on a horse in that red suit, you do as he says. You're like, oh,
Especially
a man of
if he's
majesty.
called a Mountie.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole Mountie thing just, I don't know, brings different images to my mind.
Hey, anytime I think of Mountie, I think of
Hey, this is a-
WWE, or I think of
All right.
that 80s show. That
Oh,
80s show when they went to Canada to get beer.
Yeah, that didn't work out too good.
there you go.
Actually,
I-
kind of reminds me of a show called Shameless. He snuck into Canada. That show actually, he was helping people escape into Canada from somewhere. I don't remember what it was. It was bad. He got stuck in Canada for a
Who
while.
escapes to Canada? I mean, I love it up here. Don't get me wrong, but it's just such a weird thing to hear.
I don't know.
That must be some sort of glitch.
All I know is you Canadians come down here like all the time to go spend your money, and we love it.
Yeah,
It's like, go ahead, snowbirds, come on down. Yeah,
happily. It's
Mm.
because sometimes you guys have things that are cheaper, and we're like, hey, yeah, we'll cross the border. It's worth it. I
Yeah.
don't know why I'm giving Canadians a Australian accent, but I've been watching a lot of Auntie Donna lately, so that's why I've been doing that.
I was trying to figure out what you're doing, man, because it's like he started off, he was from like New Zealand, then he went to like he was Irish, then he started sounding like he was Scottish,
Yeah,
and then back to I don't know what he's doing there.
yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Anyway,
Mhm.
folks, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back after this message, and yeah, cool, thanks. Ever wanted to be a content creator but had no clue where to begin? Come join me as I sit down with content creators that have already faced the challenges you're up against, as they discuss the tips and tricks that help them be successful. Here on The Content Creator's Guide, available wherever podcasts can be found. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the message. If you guys get a chance, I'd like to say thank you to everybody who listens to us. If you'd like to send us an email, send it to falloutrtb@gmail.com, or you can also follow us at Twitter at falloutrtb. And please like, subscribe, rate, all that fun stuff. Write us a little thingy jiggy. What do they call those things? A review. Yeah. Write us a review so that people will notice where we exist on the algorithm and stuff. And we're not lost in the oblivion of the internet. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get back right into the episode here, and we're going to continue talking about bugs. Oh, wait, no, bugs. Yeah.
Bugs, deers.
Deers and bugs.
Deers and
Yeah.
bugs.
How did we end up with deers and the bugs? Oh, that's right. I was talking about an exploit. Never mind.
Yeah, there
Anyway.
you go.
So I guess you've got some Reddit stuff that you had that you could go over.
I do indeed. Oh, look who just joined in.
Sassy lady sucking on some champagne. Looks like it. Or just kissing the glass.
Mwah.
Mwah. Mwah.
Mwah.
All right, so go ahead and read off some of that wonderful bean footage.
Okay, so posted on Reddit a few days ago. What are your most standout Fallout game bug experiences, whether good or bad or funny, preferably? What are your standard memories, experiences with game bugs in the Fallout games? Now, this question's already been asked on Reddit, but for anyone listening to the show, send in an email. Like Jax has already said, followrtb@gmail.com. Send us an email of your guys' experiences with bugs in the game. We'd love to hear about that and make it part of the show. But here are the responses we got from some people on Reddit. Clean Opossum 47 says, being forced back into another independent New Vegas playthrough because an essential NPC disappeared into the ether. Yeah,
Okay.
so
That
basically
happens.
just NPC disappeared. Oh, I forgot about that. Actually, this reminds me. On my Fallout 4 playthrough, Hancock just disappeared. No idea where he went.
Common, actually. I think quite a few people have Hancock just disappears.
It's so weird. And I got the computer to go find him, and I basically just got an error message back. He's just falling into the eternal void of a Fallout map somewhere. I have no idea where he is. So that's one. Arigato Mr. Roboto says, did the mission at Trinity Tower where you rescue that guy. I took Ada with me. Well, I didn't not want to have Strong as a companion when he got to the top, so sent Ada, the companion, back to Red Rocket. Fast forward a while in the real world where I start playing and notice Ada isn't rolling around saying her goofy stuff, so you start looking for her. Built one of those companion trackers to find him. Turns out she's stuck in Trinity Tower, just not anywhere though. She managed to fall or no clip somewhere behind a wall. Did everything he could to get her out. Had to pull some Dying Light stuff to get her out, and then never could. Fast forward again. Somehow she just manages to get to Red Rocket. She just shows up one day. Oh man, I love it. KG8893, never played a Fallout game in my life before this. Start up Fallout 3, go through the baby part. First cutscene was him walking and talking to the back of someone's head. Second one, an NPC walked between him and was getting stuck staring at him, and he instantly knew that this was going to be his kind of game. Other things are being jump scared by reanimated bodies of everyone they've killed after re-entering a room, the unlimited hats glitch, ending the occasional super mutant you kill in the wasteland being launched into space.
That's funny.
A lot of responses about the physics engine just sending people ragdolling, flying up into space and stuff like that. Capybara Fan 01 mentioned your My Alerts glitch in Fallout 76.
Oh yeah.
One that was a little heartbreaking. Well, not heartbreaking, but it was like, oh, that sucks. Was Emperor-Norton-1 in the quest One for My Baby in Fallout New Vegas. The bill of sale disappeared, if you're familiar with that quest, so they couldn't progress without having to kill one of the characters related in the story. So they ended up killing Nobark Noonan, the crazy guy in Novak in Fallout New Vegas, as part of the quest. And he said that after he did that, he couldn't live with that reality in the game, and he just started the whole game over because he's like, I can't be okay with me doing that. It just, I don't know if it ruined his RP or if he felt bad, but I was like, oh, dude, that sucks.
He might have been like, just told, I'm not trying to be a light side character, man.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe just the knowledge of like, this game messed me up. I didn't want to do that, and it just wrecked it for him. I don't know, but I get that. I had to side with the Institute in Fallout 4 because I couldn't hand in a Brotherhood's quest or a Railroad quest to progress their quest line. I couldn't hand it in. The marker was over the person's head, and they would never talk to me. So I went with the Institute my first playthrough.
Of course. So everybody, welcome to the show, Sassy Lady. She just got home. She was having a rough day at work today. Hopefully she's feeling better. She's going to go ahead and give us her depiction of bugs that she's had to deal with, and also I guess some Discord stuff with some people on Discord who had shared some of their bugs. Say hello, Sassy.
Hey.
Sassy, we missed you.
Yeah. So can I throw a quick real world PSA in here?
Sure.
You fear it.
I don't know how many of you know that I, in real world, am a legal drug dealer. I am a pharmacist. So let me just
thanks for the heroin, by the way. I love it.
Get your freaking flu shot, y'all. Pharmacies are running out of drugs. Literally, we are running out of drugs. Supply chain issues. We have no drugs. We are running out of the flu treatment. We are running out of antibiotics. Literally, you have to take care of yourself these days, okay? Get your flu shots. Take care of yourself. Wear your mask, whatever. Stay away from sick people. If you're sick, stay home. This is just a PSA because I'm sorry. Don't take it out on your pharmacy people when we can't tell you that we're out of drugs. It isn't our fault. We're not trying to withhold things from you and say, yeah, we just don't feel like giving it to you. It's not us. Trust me.
We pick
not
and
us.
choose. You don't look like my
Yes,
kind of
exactly.
approved customer. I don't
It's
want you to
our
procreate.
version of like
Eugenics.
yes,
Eugenics.
That's it. I was gonna say, yeah.
There you go.
But anyway, back
This
to
is a family
fun
show.
There is a
stuff.
bunch of people scratching their head going, what's eugenics?
What's eugenics?
Look
Google
it up.
it.
That's what
Yeah.
Google's for.
Yeah.
Google is your friend.
Yeah,
but
Google eugenics. You're gonna have a really rough
Yikes.
afternoon. Anyway,
Have a good time with that. I mean, this flu is so bad in my area in North Carolina. The CDC has created a new color, purple, which means like this is like beyond what we've
I've never
seen
heard.
before.
What's that color of?
So the CDC, like,
I'm just
if
kidding.
you look
I
at
know
like
it
their
is.
maps, they have various colors for how bad each region is. So purple's new, and my area is all purple.
Congratulations.
So yay. Yeah, I know. It's like everywhere. And like, this is one of the reasons why like today was just insanity. I went into the pharmacy this morning. I did not leave the pharmacy all day. All day.
Atta girl.
No
I mean,
lunch,
Atta girl.
so,
no nothing.
okay.
You know what'll make you feel better?
What?
Just talking about those Bethesda glitches, baby.
Yeah. And the fact that I'm off the next 4 days.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Woohoo.
So yes, so back to not real world, because this is what I do to escape real world. Bugs, let me think. So I don't know what you guys talked about because I'm sorry, I was
We just gave
tardy
an
with this.
account of our own experiences with bugs, and I read
Yeah.
out some Reddit ones just now. So it's just whatever
So
you have.
I don't remember a lot of crazy bugs from 3 or 4. I'm sure there was, but I don't remember anything that really stood out to me. So I'll probably talk about my 76 bugs because they're all the best, I think.
Ooh, let's see
And
if
I
they
know
match up.
somebody else did bring this up on Discord, and I was like, yes, I love that one. And I'll read some names out later. But the Wendigo bug. I don't know if you guys talked about that. Like when you get out of your
No.
power armor and everybody's legs
Oh,
and arms are
yeah.
stretched out and they all run around and it's like, what the heck?
Oh yeah, that's
yeah.
yeah. We just, oh, that
So
one's
like
good.
when you get out of your power armor and you see these people running around, they're really tall and stretched out like
You
the
are
Thin
so
Man. or
bad,
whatever.
Gingerito.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's one. There was another one for a while that if you switched camps, your companion would be naked when you got back.
All
And
right.
that was always fun.
I did
I used-
find Beckett running around in his underwear a few
Yeah,
times.
in his undies. Yeah, I
Really?
took pictures of it and I was
Let
like,
me. I need to go test this out
"Somebody's
quick. I'll
happy
be
to-"
back.
Exactly. I took a picture and I was like, well, somebody's happy to see me home. It was like ready to go.
Beckett,
there
are
was-
you back on the sauce, Beckett? I think you are back on the sauce.
he always tells you, you're too late. I'm already drunk. Let's see, what was another one that I was thinking of? I mean, there's always, I had built my camp on a spawn point, which was a lot of fun because most of the time when they spawned, it was usually protectrons, and I would come home and like they would spawn, but only like the top part of the protectron would spawn, and it would be like in my floor, which was a lot of fun because I would always had to shoot up my floor, but it was just like the top part of it wasn't their whole body, just the top part of their head. Weird.
You should have made that particular spot a deathmatch arena so that it's just Protectrons.
I just moved.
Yeah.
It was on my 3rd character. It was her first camp over by Wayward, and I just moved. Yeah, so whatever. I moved her to Morgantown, which is where she currently still lives. Level 160, I think, is where she's at, and she still lives there. I usually move around more, but let me think. Was there more? Let me see what Discord says, and I'll see if it triggers my memory.
Yeah, let's get into some more
All
fan
right.
feedback.
So let's see. Oh, I remember one. This is one I brought up. When you kill, especially like super mutants, and sometimes you just get like that weird skinned thing that's just stands there, and it's like a skinned person, and then all you see is like eyeballs, and it's like a skinned skeleton.
Yeah, I know what you're
Creepy,
talking
Ew.
about.
guys, whatever. Like
Oh.
it's just like all just like a skeleton, but like covered with like red goo or whatever.
Yeah, and they're just standing there like,
and they just stand there, and you can't, like, sometimes you can't load them, but they just stand there, and it's like bizarre. There's that bug too. That was really funky. Oh, let me see here. Let me go back.
It's like when you kill somebody and they don't fall down, they stay standing.
yeah, and they don't
Yeah.
even move.
Yeah,
They just
Right.
turn red and they
they
just
just turn
look
into
at
a
you.
statue.
That
like,
happens
do it
a lot
again.
with scorched. If you pop them before they start moving, then they just freeze, and then they're just. And it was really fun with like a lot of times I'll get cool pictures with them because they freeze where they're at. So then I'll go take pictures with them because it's fun because they're frozen, and you don't have to worry about them because they're
You,
dead.
you sick person.
I am. I have one where it looks like I'm dancing with it. It's really cute. It was Halloween last time. Halloween. Let me see. That was the last one that we did. Let me find it. Bugthesda. Here we go. So Dunnigan brought up. No, that was a different thing. Sorry. Okay, Saga brought up, my favorite was from Fallout 3 when you had the bloody mess perk making enemies explode. When
Yes.
it bugs, it just makes them T-pose with all their bits and no skin attached, which is kind of what I was talking about, but I'm talking about it from 76, not from 3. But the weird thing is I don't use bloody mess, and it still does it in 76 sometimes. So Saga brought that up from 3, and then I had said, yeah, it still does it in 76.
In
Super
3,
mutants that look
in
like, I mean, it makes it look like they're just skinned, like somebody just like skinned them, and it's creepy.
I
Oh,
remember
man.
in 3, I took the bloody mess perk and I shot, I don't remember what it was, but like its eyes, like the body is like disintegrated and its eyes were just sitting there floating in midair.
Yep.
And then like you
Yeah.
go up to it and you can click on it and then you can search the eyeballs and they
Oh,
have like
that's
all this
hilarious.
equipment. And just like that doesn't make sense.
So like the
Oh,
last
man.
time I made a West Tech run and I was shooting up the super mutants, it was weird because it did the same thing where it was like certain body parts
Yeah.
were just hanging, and they were like skinned, but there was like the arm and the leg, but everything else was gone, and it was just like weird body parts just randomly hanging out, and I'm like, weird.
Oh man.
Interesting bug. That one is an
never
interesting one.
taken, if you don't have bloody mess, you're not playing Fallout. You have to have bloody mess perk to play
I don't do
Fallout.
bloody mess.
Oh,
I don't.
well.
I just like, it's gory enough for me. I don't need extra. I
Well,
know it gives you other perks, but I'm like, maybe
you're
I'll try
not
it
playing
out.
Fallout. I'm telling you, you're not playing the real
No,
game.
the rule is if you're not over encumbered like all the time, you're not playing
Yeah,
Fallout. And I am definitely over
if it
encumbered
doesn't
all the
hurt
time.
to move, you're not doing
Yeah,
it right.
if you're not crawling across and doing the walk of shame, to the nearest, railroad station so you can sell a bunch of crap, then you're not playing Fallout. I do the walk of shame every time I do a West Tech run. I walk of shame all the way to the White Springs so I can sell everything.
One bug I had in, I think it was West Tech. I clicked on the door to go in, and for whatever reason, my character loaded above the ceiling. And I walked around like above the ceiling, desperately trying to find a way in. And
No,
all
that's
the
another bug.
yeah, I don't know how that happens, but yeah.
That's another bug. Like when you go to like travel to your camp or somebody else's camp and you spawn in like in the foundation.
Jaxus was saying that, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, and the worst part is like that happens to be sometimes when I load in, I end up in my foundation. And usually I'm just like, that's fine, hit fast travel to your camp, whatever, and you can do that. Except when you're over encumbered.
Yeah,
That
then you're
really
stuck.
sucks. And then you can't do it. And you're like, how am I supposed to get out of this foundation?
Well, usually, like I
I
was
can't
telling
fast
them,
travel.
like I was telling them, is when I would do it, I would just hit my jump key right away, and I could kind of, if you do it quickly, you can
You
jump
can,
out of
like
there.
if you know that's where you're going to be, but if your camp hasn't fully loaded in yet,
Right.
Mhm.
and you don't realize that you're loading into your camp, because I don't always, and it's just like, oh, you're kidding me. And then
What else?
as it starts to load in around you, you're like, too late. Yeah, it stinks. But yeah, my current camp, about 50% of the time I load into the foundation, and the other 50% I load into the lake. And it's like, you're risking waterborne disease. And I'm like, no kidding. So I just have to like go to the shore and climb out. It's crazy. I don't understand it.
So, do you have any other Discords?
I do.
Okay, cool.
Weir Z, our buddy Weir Z,
Where's he?
Shout out, where's he? He talked about the elastic spaghetti limbs in older Bethesda titles, Fallout 3 and Oblivion, and then persisted into Fallout New Vegas as well. He sent me a video on YouTube, and it's kind of that same thing. But in Fallout 76, I only see it when you get out of power armor, but apparently this was something random in Fallout New Vegas that he was showing. And then he had, and then the person that was doing this video is just like beating this person to death consistently. It was really strange.
Fun.
Oh, the other one I like, this is hilarious. When you use the emote bug in when you use an emote in 76 and it gets stuck in that. So like if you heart somebody or you do the nice camp emote or whatever, and normally it stops, or if you do something else, it quits or whatever. But when it doesn't, and the character's like skating around the camp and they're emoting the whole time, and anywhere they go, they're not walking, they're skating. Like their character doesn't, and it just skates around the camp and it's like doing the emote or whatever. It's hilarious. I love
so
that. And
good.
but it doesn't, you don't see it. And it's just like, oh my gosh, you're skating. I'm like, no, I'm not. My character's in it. Like, yes, you are. It's so funny. You can't see it. It's so hilarious. It's like I videoed it one time. I sent it to my girlfriend. She's like, oh, that's wild. It's just like the funniest thing ever. The other one that I really love is I saw one time somebody was riding one of those horses or whatever. So it's like doing the rocking, whatever the horse riding motion is when you're sitting on it. Yeah. I think they were bull riding as it was. The person signed off their camp. So whoever was sitting on it, I'm assuming they were AFK or something, they were still sitting there riding. Even though the camp was gone, they were just sitting, hovering in the air, riding the horse.
I really like this one spot of air.
Hilarious. I was just like, oh my gosh, he's just
so sassy.
hovering.
Don't take a photo with that one. That's not a good photo to take.
It was pretty funny though. It was pretty funny. That was a good one. And I'm just like, one of these days I'll sign off somebody's camp just to see if I can get that to work.
That's delightful.
Oh yeah.
Usually the only thing that happens to me is I end up falling to my death because I'm always in somebody's camp in a really high spot.
And then they sign off. Yeah. See, I always worry about that because it's like I sort of creep out there and I'm like, how high up am I? If they're gonna like sign off, and I swear they do it on purpose. They see somebody's in their
I
camp.
found a camp
switch
that,
camps.
that tramway with the big round things.
Yep.
There's a dude that built a camp that you literally had to so you'd climb up there and then you had to go through the tram that's up there, and on the very end you had to run and jump across to land on where the front door was of this guy's camp. So me and my buddy did that. We jumped over there. I actually filmed part of it at some point. I got a video around somewhere, but this guy's camp was really cool and elaborate and everything. We were running around checking it out, and all of a sudden this guy logged out, and it just went. And we went,
you're like, that's pretty high up. That is pretty high up there. Yeah, you are not gonna, unless you have power armor, and you're not living through that.
Cartoon style. Your body falls, head falls later.
And then your body's just
it almost killed me. Mind you, I have marsupial.
Do you have, if you have to bird bones helps with that. And if you goat legs,
I've got 18 of the 19 mutations. So it's hard to hurt me.
Well,
but
it'll happen if you're high enough.
It hurt.
Cool. Sentinel McCallan said he agreed with the Stretch Armstrong when the people get out of their power armor is a great bug.
Ugh, it scares me.
That totally freaked me.
Let's see what else we have. Let's see, played and then it's another conversation. I think that was it for Bugthesda, but
excellent.
We had some fun conversation revolving because it just always brings back those fun memories of, oh my gosh.
I know. I forgot about most of them until I was listening to these stories. I'm like, oh yeah, and that one,
exactly.
and that one,
exactly, and that's when I'm like, oh yeah, and that's when I remembered like that whole, the person riding the bull or whatever it was, and then the person signed off and they were just still riding the bull, and I was like, that's so funny.
The bugs in Bethesda are charming sometimes. The game breaking ones suck, but I like them. I like it.
So there's times when I can't go in a building. I remember one time I was in Fort Atlas and I couldn't leave because for some reason that just didn't work, and it wouldn't let me leave and it wouldn't let me fast travel. And I was like, well, why am I trapped here? Just stupid junk like that. But
There you go.
I mean, some of these are just hilarious.
All right. Well, that looks like we've covered as many bugs as we possibly could think of. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. We're going to go ahead and sign off, and you guys have a wonderful night. Say good night, everyone.
Good night,
Good
everyone.
This podcast is part of the Robots Radio Rocket Club, a program designed to help all podcasts reach their full potential. For information about joining the Robots Radio Rocket Club, check out robotsradio.net.